Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
State of emergency. Tornadoes rip through Louisiana, tearing apart homes and leaving behind a path of destruction.
The Attorney General went after it. Now State Representative Brian Banks has resigned from office.
I know, as well as many others, this was politically motivated.
But he vows he isn't going away.
Travel ban battle. President Trump's executive order facing its toughest test yet as appeals court judges hammer away at how to move forward. Thanks for being with us for the news at 11. For now, President Trump's travel ban is on hold while judges consider whether to reinstate it.
A showdown with the White House policy, of course, but the future of a lot of families affected hanging in the balance as the court hears arguments from both sides. Jermont Terry live at Metro Airport tonight with where things stand at this hour. Jermont.
Devin, tonight, people traveling to and from those 7 countries on the president's ban list are still able to fly here at Metro Airport. But the White House is working hard to change that. And at the same time, local cities are working just as hard to try to let people know that they are welcomed in their communities.
Tuesday night, federal judges weighing in on President Trump's travel ban. At issue before the federal appeals court is whether the ban, which prohibits travelers from 7 mostly Muslim countries, should be reinstated.
I actually can't believe that we're having to fight to protect the security in a court system to protect the security of our nation.
But after 2 states questioned the ban, the courts are now involved. The court questioned whether the ban is necessary.
How many federal offenses have we had being committed by people who came in with visas from these countries? And the ultimate was the answer was there haven't been any.
One nation under God.
And in Ypsilanti, the city council passes its Don't Ask ordinance. It ensures a police officer will not check immigration status when an officer pulls a driver over. Council members stress there's been no opposition.
I've heard nothing, seen nothing in writing. We've had unanimity in the community, which is very important.
At Tuesday night's meeting, everyone who spoke applauded the city for its stance, including Jim Morganson. He believes what the Trump administration wants cities to do is discrimination. He questions how an officer could prove his own status.
If someone pulled me over and asked me for my immigration status, I would not know what to do because I have never had to produce that.
The city council believes if challenged, their ordinance will stand.
One person is wrong and the rest of us are right. We're not going to worry about the one person.
Now, the Ypsilanti ordinance passed with a unanimous vote. It will go into effect as law in 30 days. As for this travel ban, the Federal Appeals Court expects to make a decision sometime next week. Reporting live at Metro Airport tonight, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Now, Jermont, I know the president had suggested that cities could lose federal funding if they don't check people's immigration status. Do you know if Ypsilanti city leaders are at all concerned about losing money?
Kimberly, they surely know about what they consider a threat coming from the White House, but they say right now they believe the ordinance that they wrote up is legal and they will fight it if necessary. Okay. They're not worried about it.
Yeah, well, certainly much more to come on this. Jermont, we appreciate it. Devin?
A neighborhood rode more of a river tonight, but not because of the rain we've received. Tim Pamplin took the night cam out to find out why.
We've got the night cam at Tyler and Greenfield. This is just 1 block north of 96 at Greenfield on Tyler Street. 2 blocks completely submerged with water. All that rain today, well, that's got nothing to do with this. This is what has to do with this. A collision earlier with a fire hydrant, taking it out. Now water is spewing down Greenfield Road. Lowest point is right over here on Tyler Street. Like I say, the 2 blocks of Tyler east of Greenfield Road completely flooded out. Cars can't make it through. The water is now getting into some businesses on the south side of Tyler Road here. I'm hearing the Detroit Water and Sewage Department are on their way to the scene to try and cap this leak. But for now, this is a no-go area. I guess this AT&T driver, well, he got the message. That's the scene on the west side with a night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
All right, Tim, and now we're following breaking news from the city's west side where a woman has just been shot. The scene is on Oakfield Street, not far from 7 Mile. It is not yet clear how badly she was hurt, but we do know she was able to call 911 herself. As soon as we learn more, we'll pass it on.
To Louisiana now, where thousands are without power tonight after tornadoes tore through the state. The governor has already declared a state of emergency as several homes were destroyed as part as people were hurt. The worst of the destruction was in New Orleans, where buildings were torn from the ground and power lines covered the streets. Fortunately, though, nobody was killed, and it is certainly amazing to see that path of destruction and to think that nobody was killed.
In fact, Ben, we've been watching this incredible video all day long.
Yeah, that was what happened afterwards. We're going to show you video that happened during the tornado. And before we show this to you, just think to yourself, what would you do if you were in the car taking this video or on the street trying to get away? Check this out. This is from, obviously, when that tornado is coming through. Watch all of these cars that don't seem to be moving all that much. I don't know if they were just startled or they had nowhere to go, but the camera that is taking this is clearly in a moving car and doesn't seem to be making any moves to get away from this twister. You can see all of the flashes of light from the transformers blowing behind it. And a couple of these cars look like they're trying to take some detours, but not very many. So that just goes to show you, when we tell you don't be on the roads in a tornado, you could be stuck behind people that just freeze in a situation like that. But luckily, as Kim said, nobody's seriously hurt, but they're still going to be cleaning up the damage. We'll talk more about what's to come for our forecast in just a few minutes. Guys?
Well, since 6 o'clock, Betsy DeVos has officially been sworn in as the Secretary of Education. The oath took place a few hours after Vice President Mike Pence was the one to cast the tie-breaking vote in the Senate confirming her nomination. The Vice President said for him it was an easy vote because he believes a vote for DeVos is a vote for America's children.
Well, we've learned former Detroit State Representative Brian Banks will only spend 1 day in jail after pleading guilty to lying on a loan application. He resigned from office as part of the plea agreement, and tonight he's only talking to our Mara McDonald. And Mara joins us live from downtown with more on this. Mara, what do you have to say?
Good evening, Kimberly. And if you were expecting a politician doing the crocodile tears thing, think again. Brian Banks is not on a contrition tour. Take a look.
After the AG went after now former state representative Brian Banks for 3 felonies over a 2010 $3,000 loan, in the end, it came down to a plea deal.
I'm sentenced to 1 day in jail with time served, no probation.
And on the condition that he resign from the Michigan House of Representatives. The charges were from before Banks was elected, which didn't faze the voters in his Harper Woods district that returned him to office despite the legal cloud.
I put my story out in 2012 when I ran.
The story isn't pretty. 8 felony convictions for things like writing bad checks over the years.
Got in trouble with the law, made many poor choices, many bad decisions.
But the high school dropout earned his GED, went to college, got his BA, master's, and law degree, and ran for office and won.
Do you think that, considering the past issues that you've had, that you should be allowed to serve?
I think that's up to the voters.
As far as the AG pursuing him over a 2010 loan?
I believe the voters see this for exactly what it's worth, a political witch hunt.
Schuette's office says that's nonsense, and Banks has agreed to plead to a single misdemeanor in the case.
Do you feel like you've disappointed people?
No, not at all.
And is politics all over for him? On that, he's coy.
You've not seen the last of Brian Banks.
Back here live, one of the reasons that Banks cruised to such an easy victory for the last 3 cycles is he had strong constituent outreach, lots of town halls, lots of coffee hours, adopting dozens of families at Christmas time. He built up a lot of strength on the east side. Hard to believe that he would let all that go and get out of public life. Time to stand by and see what happens next. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
We sure will. All right, Mara. Well, it wasn't a Super Bowl ad, but it's getting just as much attention. Why a used car salesman's pitch has now gone viral.
We'll have that, and they tried but failed miserably. Why 2 robbers weren't able to break into this gas station.
But first, you have seen the video of a mom forced to deliver her baby on a jail cell floor. Coming up next, the interview with that mom and what she's doing in the hopes that this never happens to anyone again. The Defenders Exclusive is next.
Tonight, part 2 of our Defenders Exclusive. Last night, we showed you the video of a mother forced to deliver her baby on a dirty jail floor.
And now that mother is sharing her story with our Kevin Dietz.
Jessica Preston calls it the most terrifying day of her life. It is a very personal story that is very difficult to tell. She's telling it tonight so that no one ever has to go through what she went through again.
There you go.
Jessica Preston adores her baby boy.
Tomatoes and strawberries.
She had been keeping the details of Elijah's birth a secret out of embarrassment, but she cannot anymore.
I wouldn't want that happening to my worst enemy. That is why I am telling the story.
Elijah was born on a dirty floor mat on the floor of a Macomb County jail cell. A dangerous delivery that never would have happened if only jail medical staff would have let her go to the hospital. The birth is on video, and Jessica Preston is walking you through it. A bold decision to bring attention to what she calls a lack of human dignity at the Macomb County Jail.
When I started laying on the floor, I said, please don't let me have this baby in here. I said, please just call an ambulance. I pushed him out right on the floor. Ultimately, I mean, I was just at this point in complete shock. I could not believe that it had just happened that way. So I'm at this point still just terribly concerned and just wanting to get to the hospital to make sure that I can be physically checked by a real doctor, you would know that I'm okay. I could hear him crying. You know, he was small. He was under 5 pounds, 17 inches long.
The story begins a few days earlier in the city of Warren. Jessica is pulled over because she has a rosary hanging from a rearview mirror. The officer says the cross and beads are an obstruction of view.
I wasn't speeding. I wasn't driving recklessly.
But Jessica is driving on a suspended license. At 8 months pregnant, she is arrested and sent to see a judge.
She gave me a very high bond, even though it was my first driving on a suspended. She gave me a very high bond.
Pay a $10,000 cash bond or sit in jail for 14 days when her hearing is scheduled. On her 5th day in jail, the baby is coming.
About 7:30, you press a little button and it buzzes their tower, and I told the deputies, I said, I'm the one that's, 8 months pregnant in here, and I think I'm in labor, and I need, to go down to medical.
On camera, we see Jessica walking to medical, where she sees a nurse. There is no audio with this video. Jessica tells me they do not believe her.
We don't believe you. We think you're lying.
On camera, we see Jessica leave medical, back to the D block. She says their other inmates were worried about her.
One of them got a cool washcloth on my forehead, was dabbing my forehead.
She says around 11:30, she hits the buzzer again. Again, we see her on camera walking to medical. There's no audio, only video.
And I was called a liar and told to knock my crap off or that they could put another charge on me.
Again, Jessica returns to her cell, but 90 minutes later, she will be back. Blood is running down her leg, so the deputy has her pack up and has her carry her belongings to a new cell adjacent to medical. We see Jessica lay down, but not for long. Soon, she yells for help. When the nurse arrives, the baby is already crowning. It's too late for an ambulance. Her son Elijah will be born right here on the jail floor.
It's beautiful and amazing and wouldn't trade him for the world, but it is a constant reminder. Every time I see him, I can remember how awful it was to feel that way, to be, treated like you don't matter, don't exist.
3 separate times Jessica asked for help, said her baby was coming. No one believed her.
I should have gone first thing in the morning, but when I come to you bleeding, 8 months pregnant and bleeding, you go to the hospital.
And Jessica's story does not end there. After she was checked out at the hospital, she was ordered by a judge to go back to jail and finish serving her 14-day sentence. Baby Elijah went home with Dad. Our investigation continues tomorrow, starting at 5 p.m. on Local 4. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
If you were with us earlier this evening, our Dr. Frank McGeorge talked about how many different complications come up from giving birth in a surrounding like that.
Yeah, she's brave for coming forward and telling her story, too. Here's a look at what Help Me Hank is working on for tomorrow night.
Valentine's Day quickly approaching. Are you ready?
I'd like to place an order, please.
Did we get what we paid for?
Very similar. You're expecting something a lot bigger.
Which flower arrangements were a hit and which ones flopped?
You want them to be big and beautiful when they arrive.
The best deals, the insider secrets, and the time-lapse video that captured a big surprise. Help Me Hank the Flower Test tomorrow at 11.
believe you were part of this test.
I was part of it. It's fun. It's going to be a great, great reveal.
Findings are cool. All right, that's coming up tomorrow night. In the meantime, we've got another change coming. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I got a tweet tonight with the hashtag February fail. And I think that's
good.
Probably a good.
Yeah,
depends on your point of view.
Well, yeah.
I guess.
We just didn't get to enjoy the 50s.
Yeah,
It was coming with the rain and the fog, and now they're gone. But I did want to show you the time lapse here. These are temperatures starting out at 8 o'clock this morning. We woke up to numbers just above freezing, stayed there for much of the day, and then boom, here comes that warm air. This is just about 8 o'clock when we hit our high, 56 at Metro, and there was a good chunk of the area south of Detroit, including the city, and even up to Mount Clemens, it picked up the 50s, and now those are gone. In fact, the 30s already starting to make their way in to the west side of the area, 37 in Howell, 39 in Ann Arbor, and still holding on to the low 40s here on the east side. By the way, that 56 did break a record that was set back in 1882. 134 years that record has stood, and we busted it all kinds up today in the afternoon. Now, the winds have been brisk this evening. We've seen those winds still at 21 miles an hour in Pontiac, 20 at City Airport. They will die down as we head towards morning tomorrow, and we should be relatively dry. There's some moisture starting to show up on the other side of the state. Likely that's actually lake enhanced now that we got that cold air blowing over the lake. But we will see plenty of clouds as we get through the day tomorrow. Temperatures will pretty much flatline. We're going to start out around freezing, and we're going to finish there as well. Next weather maker will stay south of us, this area of snow. If we get a couple flakes, so be it, but I think a lot of us are going to stay completely dry. A few more flakes showing up here on Thursday morning. Not going to be anything significant and should not impact the commute. Really, Friday, it looks like there is going to be a clipper come through the northern part of the state, but that's going to miss us too. Our best chance of precipitation of the forecast is rain again, and that's coming on Sunday. What do you see those temperatures? Here's where we go tonight, right around freezing when we wake up in the morning, 33 in the city, 32 downriver. South zone, you'll see numbers anywhere between 28 there in Onstead, 30 in Dundee. Milan, you'll be at 30, and a string of 31s out here towards Luna Pier. West zone temperatures, probably everybody waking up in the 20s tomorrow from Flint down to Canton, and in our north zone, same goes, all 20s out there, 27 in Sandusky, 28 in Lexington. You can see 29 from St. Clair down to Macomb. Then we start moving up, not tomorrow. We're going to actually stay steady, if not fall a couple degrees. And then in the 7-day forecast, we'll hit 24 on Thursday and start ramping back up. Mid-40s there on Saturday and Sunday. And yep, that's rain as we finish the weekend. We'll get some sunshine in here early next week, but it is going to be coming with a 38-degree temperature. So we've got just about something for everybody, including those teens. If
yes,
you're right.
Hashtag February comeback. Yeah.
All right, Ben.
Well, she says they tarnished her good name. First Lady Melania Trump filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. We'll tell you who she's going after.
They used hammers, their fists, even their entire bodies. Why these bumbling burglars failed miserably during this break-in. That's next.
The Detroit police are looking for two would-be robbers who failed to break into a Florida gas station. Two men tried to break the glass door, not realizing it's a shatterproof glass door. They used hammers, threw their bodies into the door again and again before ultimately giving up and walking away. Although the two didn't steal anything, police still want to find them to charge them with attempted burglary.
First Lady Melania Trump has refiled a lawsuit accusing the Daily Mail of libel. Trump is suing the British website for claiming she used to be an escort. The lawsuit says the Daily Mail damaged her reputation and hurt her ability to profit off her name. She's seeking at least $150 million in damages. The flames are out and power is restored after an underground fire in downtown Detroit.
Tim Pamplin's camera was rolling as this small explosion occurred that sent fire and smoke billowing from a manhole cover. DTE still working with fire crews to determine what started it all. We're getting a look at a rookie Detroit police officer in action as she stops a man from jumping off an overpass on the Lodge Freeway. Abigail Campbell was able to talk the man down, and she had only been on the job for 4 months. And happy to say the man is now getting treatment.
A 3-year-old has 2 chunks of hair ripped from the roots of her head after the accident, or after an accident, I should say, at the Sterling Heights Chuck E. Cheese. Her hair got pulled into a ticket counting machine. After her mother spoke to Local 4, the company released a statement saying they've offered to to help with the medical bills. Well, a brutally honest ad for a used car went viral last week, and now that car has sold, and the owner is asking for the car back.
How about that? Shelmar Roseman posted this ad on Facebook saying that his car had 200,000 miles, was rusty, and probably had more things wrong with it. The ad was shared more than 30,000 times on Facebook, and the car sold. Well, now others are offering double the price. So, of course, he would like the car back, but so far the buyer hasn't budged. Don't blame him.
But see what you get when you're honest. You're an honest used car salesman. It just
what a concept.
What a concept.
Let's hope that goes viral. Exactly. How about it?
There's some choice words in that ad.
Yeah, it's, you have
look
to
it up.
read it. Yeah,
yes.
it really